Welcome to Ignite Success. I'm your host, Snowden McFall, 25-year professional speaker, 6-time author, and coach. And with me today is Agnes Lopez of Agnes Lopez Photography. Welcome, Agnes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm so glad to have you on. I know you've been doing photography for a long time in this community. How long has that been?
I have been doing photography for about 16 years now.
Wow.
Probably more. I've lost count.
And you specialize in portrait, or?
I actually do a lot of editorial, food photography, commercial work, corporate stuff, so it's a wide range.
A wide range. Mm-hmm. And I know you're a staff photographer for
Jacksonville Magazine.
Jacksonville Magazine, mm-hmm. Right. And you do a number of fascinating things there.
Yes, everything from the food to the models to the doctors and lawyers. So
well, and I know food is really tricky to photograph.
Yes. I actually just built a food photography studio. And I typically, when I do larger food shoots, we hire a food stylist. It's very intense, and it's a lot of more work than people think.
And you know, I remember, because I used to be in the advertising industry for a long time, I remember that they would use odd fake things to simulate things.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, they do. There's a lot of tricks to the trade, and but it's very fascinating, actually, to watch the food stylist at work.
Yeah, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. And, you know, I heard you speak recently, and what impressed me, in addition to your success, is you discovered that this is a very large community for Filipino Americans in Jacksonville. Is that right?
Yes. Jacksonville has the largest Filipino American community in the Southeast.
In the whole Southeast?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why that is. Do you know?
It probably has a lot to do with the military, especially Jacksonville Navy bases are located here.
Right.
And also the different hospitals. Various reasons, I guess.
So you've gotten involved with that community in a number of ways.
Well, I'm Filipino American, so I've always been in the community. But I just recently started doing more personal projects because I became very aware of. I'm second generation, and you know, Filipinos tend to assimilate. Mm-hmm. And I was very kind of worried and afraid that our culture would be lost. Because I will be honest, I don't know how to cook Filipino food. And I know a lot of my friends, and they don't either. And I'm like, I need to learn how to do this.
To reclaim parts of your culture and your heritage. Right.
Yes. So I started doing that.
No, that's fun. So is that part of the work that you do?
Yes. I recently put together a group called the Jack's Filipino Chefs because I shoot at all different restaurants all around town. And I recognized that there were so many Filipino chefs that were the head of the kitchens. A lot of the executive chefs from very well-established restaurants like One Ocean, the Ritz-Carlton, Marriott. There's also Chloe's Kitchen. There's so many different places, and I thought I got them all together and said, let's start doing pop-up dinners and events that focus on our food.
That's great.
It was just kind of when looking around, there's so many Filipinos here, but you don't really see a lot of the restaurants or our food in the area. So we wanted to kind of promote that and share it with the community.
And I know you also have a wonderful campaign, The Faces to Remember.
Yes, there's another project that I'm doing. It started out, I started photographing Holocaust survivors here in the area. And one of my clients that I knew, I photographed her grandmother, and she was a Holocaust survivor. And from her story, I kind of started to think about my history and my story. And that's when I saw a headline in the news about how they were recognizing Filipino American World War II veterans for their role, their service in the United States Armed Forces during World War II. And they were just recognized like a couple of years ago. and they fought 70 plus years. And they
had no recognition.
They had no recognition. They were promised benefits and promised citizenship, and then after the war, all of that was taken back. And so that they've been fighting, and a lot of them are in their 90s.
Oh wow!
And it was kind of, I've been to several ceremonies where they with the project, and to see them so happy to finally
get what they deserve,
exactly
what was promised to
exactly them. So I've been traveling all around photographing them as part of the Faces to Remember project.
And you're going to have that exhibit?
Yes, I have. I've had several exhibits already, and I have an exhibit scheduled next year at MOSH. I believe it's September. It'll run from September to October. Or August, September, October. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrific.
And I have about 27 completed portraits. It's not only Filipino veterans. Again, there's Holocaust survivors. I have several veterans, American veterans from here in Jacksonville that served during World War II, as well as there's one portrait I have actually of Bevelyn Demps, and she was the first African-American teacher to teach here in Jacksonville during desegregation.
Oh, wow. Well, that's incredible. So these are profound and impressive individuals, each one in their own right.
Yes. I basically, it was anyone whose story needed to be told and kept alive.
And how lovely that you've done that through photography.
Thank you.
That's so terrific. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Agnes. Thank you for everything you do for the Filipino American community and for our greater Jacksonville community.
Thank you.